What's up, guys? Welcome back to AutoHeads. Today we're going to do a step-by-step install of the EOS stainless catback exhaust system. This is a really affordable, very well-built exhaust system for your F-150. I'm going to go step-by-step. This is a really easy install. People sometimes struggle removing their factory F-150 exhaust. I'm going to show you guys how to do it and get it done in like 30 to 45 minutes. It's super easy if you have the right tools. Let's get started. All right, so let's get into what's in the box. It's going to be a 304 stainless steel, fully chrome catback exhaust system. This thing is beautiful. The chrome is just on point, looks great, and it's basically a three-piece exhaust, so it's easy to put in. There's really not a whole lot to this install. Flawless welds everywhere, and overall, just looks like a piece of jewelry in the sun here. Very nice looking exhaust. I'll put a link in the description and first comment if you guys want to pick this up. All right, you're gonna need a 14, a 15, a 16, and a 9/16 size socket for this job. Also, it doesn't hurt to have an elbow socket for those hard to reach nuts and bolts. And you're also gonna need a ratchet. I kind of cheat. I'm using my 3/8 power ratchet during the install too, which I'm obsessed with. Definitely check those out if you haven't used one of those, man, it's a game changer. 13mm wrench, T40 Torx bit, and most importantly, your exhaust hanger removal pliers. These are amazing. If you live anywhere with snow, you're going to need PB Blaster on all the bolts before getting started. And what really helps is Blaster silicone spray. Put this on all of the exhaust hangers and it's going to make the job so much easier. Everything just slides in and out super easy. Also, if you don't have another set of hands and you're doing this job solo like me, a quality set of bungees is a must. First things first, make sure your wheels are chalked so you're not rolling anywhere. To do this job the quick and easy way, you are going to need to jack up the truck about 6 inches. I'm going to show you guys exactly where I put it. Alright, so this is the position that I put the jack. I'm also using 2 jack stands. The first one I put maybe 6 inches away from the position of the jack itself. And then I put another one at the little indicator here that Ford nicely provides. Then you're going to slowly bring the jack down and let it rest on the jack stand. Then bring the jack up so it's barely touching the frame. Again, as another point of contact and another safety measure. 2 bolts to remove on the exhaust flange right after the catalytic converter. These are pretty easy to remove once you spray some PB Blaster and let it sit for a few hours. They should come off nice and easy. Moving down, you're gonna have a 15mm butt clamp that honestly I wouldn't even mess with unless you have like a brand new car or you live in like, Arizona. This is gonna be an absolute nightmare to remove. I wanted to at least show it, but for the way we're doing it today, you're not gonna even need to worry about it to remove this exhaust. Moving from the front to the rear of the vehicle, this is gonna be the first hanger you're gonna encounter. Use some silicone spray on here and it's going to come off really easy using the exhaust hanger tool that I showed in the video. You can find links for all the tools I used in the video description and the first comment. All right, the next hanger we're going to remove is kind of bolted just beneath the frame. This one's a little more heavy duty, different design from the first one, but again, with those pliers, it's really no problem at all. You're not going to want to have the whole thing be removed. You just want the metal to be clear of the hanger itself. So you're good here. Just let it sit inside this little grommet. Before you remove that last exhaust hanger, make sure you use some bungees and secure the exhaust. You can kind of see this U-pipe here. I just take the bungees, wrap it around the frame. That way it's suspended, it's not going to fall on anything and damage anything below the exhaust system when you finally do remove that last hanger. The location of the last exhaust hanger can easily be seen from outside of the vehicle. It's just behind the rear tire. You can see it here. Very easy to get out. It's probably the shortest hanger and the easiest to remove. Once it's removed, you're going to see you get those bungees that's suspending the pipe. Once you feel comfortable kind of maneuvering the exhaust yourself, you can remove the bungees. You're going to have to clear it of that rear axle back there. So Just kind of push it up over. Make sure you do have to have this vehicle jacked up. You got to have it jacked up at least 6 inches or it won't clear the frame and the body. So just kind of maneuver the exhaust, spin it clockwise, counterclockwise, and then you should be able to push the whole exhaust free over the axle and drag it away. With the old and with the new, let's put on the first piece, which is going to be the straight pipe. I can't emphasize enough how beautiful this exhaust looks, man, especially in the sun. It's going to connect at this flange right here where we removed it. And also, you're going to have this little flange gasket that's going to come with the kit. The flange gasket allows for a really nice seal to the factory catalytic converter. Also, go ahead and slide that butt clamp into position. It's going to make it a little easier to manipulate underneath the vehicle once we actually go to install the straight pipe. Again, if you're doing this job by yourself like me, you're going to need some bungee cords for sure. I kind of set up the bungees over the frame here just to keep everything locked in position while I'm bolting everything down. Definitely helps to have the bungee cords. Make sure your flange gasket is seated properly on the flange itself. Reinstall the factory bolts. And then you're just going to kind of want to tighten it up just a little bit with the 15mm locking nut that EOS provides in the kit. What I've found that makes an exhaust install a lot easier is if you just don't tighten anything down until the very end. Next piece is going to be the mid pipe or central muffler. It's going to have a flange point here. It's going to connect to the final piece, which is that U pipe there. And then that's going to be pretty much it. The kit comes with 3 exhaust hangers to match the factory exhaust hangers. This one I think is about, it's not the biggest one and it's not the smallest one. This is the middle one here. So just kind of copy the position that I used here. I thought that that worked very well for adjusting the height properly of the exhaust. So you can just kind of match what I did there. At this point, the pipe will actually slide in and out of the smaller pipe. Just get everything lined up the way you want it so the exhaust hanger kind of fits where the factory exhaust hanger fit before. But it's just, as long as you match what I'm doing here, you're going to be good to go. All right, now for this kind of U-bend tailpipe. This is going to connect to the other flange on the mid pipe with a gasket in between. We'll get into that in a second. And then finally, this is where the muffler tip is going to connect to in the rear. This is the flange point at the mid pipe and the U pipe here. We're going to put a gasket in between that, and we're also going to have a hanger. This is the biggest hanger. It's quite a bit larger than the other two. This is a different perspective here. I'm looking out towards the rear of the vehicle. So you're going to want to push the U-pipe in and then connect it. Like you can kind of see that I highlighted. You're going to push it in and then have the hanger facing the rear of the vehicle. Same goes with the final hanger here. This is the hanger that you can see just behind the wheel, or the tire rather, from the outside of the vehicle. Hit it with that silicone blaster and it's going to slide in no problem. Again, don't tighten anything down. We're just having everything kind of hanging loose. You want it to be like this because that's going to allow us to make our adjustments very easy. Because everything's loose, you can tighten everything up one bolt at a time and make sure everything fits properly. My bungee cords came in, so I was able to use my brand new bungee cords for this part, which really helped out a lot. Again, everything's nice and loose, so it made fitting up these flanges together very easy, especially with the help of the bungee cords. Just put the bolts in. Don't tighten anything down yet. Just put the bolts in, tighten the nuts just a little bit, and then we'll actually start balancing everything out. And again, this is a little bit of personal preference, how you want the exhaust to hang. I actually changed mine up a few times, but again, leave everything loose so you can get the exhaust fitment exactly how you want it, looking good, not touching anything, not rubbing up against anything. And then finally, you're going to get your exhaust tip, slide it over that 3-inch pipe, and then you're going to need your T40 Torx bit to tighten that down. Now that we have everything secured, this is the part that's personal preference, how you want the exhaust to hang, how you want it to look. So go ahead, take your bungee cords, adjust accordingly. Once you get the fitment where you want it, you can go back and tighten everything down. You're gonna want to smoke this butt clamp down pretty well. You can kind of see the two pieces come closer and closer together. Don't be shy, really make sure this one's secure. This was the first hanger that I tightened down. I liked it up high. I wanted the exhaust to kind of fit nice and tight to the body. So I brought it up as high as I could, and then I tightened it down. Then once you get the height adjusted where you want it, you're gonna tighten down these two flanges. Just make sure that you put that gasket in between, tighten these down. When I was going to tighten down the bolt that's closest to the camera, I knocked over the camera so you can't see that, but this is what the end result looks like. Also, as you can see, I threw on a little Loctite on that bolt. Not needed, but there is a lot of vibration, so I figured why not. This is our second hanger. Don't forget to tighten that down when you're happy with the fitment. This one I ended up actually moving up. This is the third hanger, but I actually ended up bringing this exhaust up on this hanger a little bit more because I wanted the fitment to be a little more flush with the body of the vehicle. But that's the last one. Once you're happy and you tighten that one down, you're locked in. That's basically the final step to this install. You're going to give that jack a couple pumps, remove your jack stands, and then safely lower the vehicle. Make sure that there's nothing underneath that you forgot about. If you're not happy with the fitment, you can always go back and make little adjustments. Don't be afraid to make adjustments if you're not happy with how your exhaust looks fitment-wise. This exhaust also has a very unique sound. To me, it sounds like a mix between the Borla S-Type and an MBRP, but you guys decide for yourself. Let me know in the comments what you think this sounds like. Man, that raspiness is nice. Sounds like a whip cracking. Really, really nice sound. This exhaust really has an awesome sound. It's a nice mix between the raspiness of like a Borla S-Type and that American Muscle sound from the NVRP. That's the best way I can describe it. It's also loud when you want it to, and then it can get quiet as soon as you want it. As soon as you let off the gas, there's almost no sound at all. So it has that pro to it also that you'd see like more on the Borla S-Type. As soon as you let off the gas, boom, no noise. And then when you romp on it, it just lights up the whole road. Really nice sound.